Isn't that hair color everything? Oh my god, I'm so excited. In today's video, I'm going to be using Mayvenn hair. You guys have seen them in a previous video of mine. I got my bundles installed by a professional hairstylist that is Mayvenn hair certified. And believe it or not, guys, you can get a free install with Mayvenn if you go to their website. I'll put it in the description box. And another thing is that Mayvenn has hairstylists all over the United States. So wherever you live in the US, they can hook you up and you can get a free install. And after that install, guys, I made a wig out of that hair that I took out. So this hair was bomb.com, and as you guys will see in this video, this hair can take a lot. Also, I want to thank Mayvenn Hair for sponsoring today's video. Thanks, Mayvenn. So what I'm going to do first is take my bundles and my frontal. I will put the specs and everything down below in the description box. So next I'm going to go in with some bleaching powder, and I'm going to use this to bleach my knots. Bleaching your knots essentially is just making the scalp look a lot more natural, because when they tie the hair to the actual lace in the factory, it creates a knot that looks really unnatural on the scalp. So I want to make those knots invisible. So what I'm going to do is use 40 volume developer and my bleach, mix it together, make a thicker kind of paste. It really doesn't matter because this hair is going to be blonde anyway, so you don't really have to be careful with the bleach seeping through the lace and all of that. I just want to make sure that those knots are completely covered. I'm just making sure that we have no knots left behind, because I don't want to go in and have to bleach this whole frontal piece again, like the lace. That would be so annoying. But I'm gonna flip that around and let it process for about 20 minutes on the aluminum foil, and then I'm gonna go in and start bleaching the actual frontal hair. I'm gonna use some Shimmer Light shampoo in the mixture this time, because it gets rid of any orangey tint that I have when bleaching the hair. And I'm just making this pretty watery so that it'll easily glide on the hair. I am not a professional. I repeat, I am not a professional at all, but honestly, I'm just experimenting and it worked out this time, so I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to start at the end of the frontal and work my way up, because I want the ends of the hair to be the lightest part. Essentially, I want every portion of the hair to be the same kind of lift or color, but it never turns out that way for me. But I'm trying my hardest this time. I really took my time to make this wig, and I feel like when you take your time to do something, it comes out a lot better. I make sure that every part of the frontal is saturated with bleach, because I just want to make sure that it comes out as even as it possibly can. And then I take a little brush and brush through the hair so that I know that all of the bleach has gone through, you know, to the hairs that I may have forgotten about. And then I go ahead and flip the frontal over and do the same thing, just to make sure it's even all throughout. Take my fingers, go through it to make sure I didn't miss a hair, and then I go ahead and process it in some aluminum foil for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I go in and repeat those steps with the 3 bundles that I do have. This hair is very soft. I get like no tangles from it at all whatsoever. I really do love Mayvenn hair. I feel like it's very sturdy and it can be put through a lot, and it lasts for a really long time. So I like to spread my bundles out and take them out of the little rubber band that they come in, and I make my mixture that I showed you guys with the Shimmer Light shampoo in it, just a little bit to make the dye or the mixture purple. And then I just go through the ends of the hair first with my brush and my applicator and put it in some aluminum foil and let it process for about 15 to 20 minutes. Since I didn't want to overlift the hair when it was in the aluminum foil the first time, I washed it out and I reapplied some more bleach. Now, I like lifting my hair 2 times because it makes it a lot lighter. I don't like over processing my hair to where it's fried like completely, because your hair will smoke and burn, especially if you put it in aluminum foil. So I only let it process for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I go in and reapply the bleach again so that it's not super over processed. You know what I mean? I'd rather dye my hair twice than over process it one time. So now I'm going in and rinsing out the bleach in the bathtub, and I'm making sure that I get all the bleach out without any shampoo. Then I go in with my Shimmer Light shampoo to make sure all the bleach is gone, and this also helps give the hair a little bit of shine and get rid of any orangey tints if I have any. So I'm just going in and really scrubbing to make sure there's no bleach in there. And I also let the hair just sit in the bathtub for about 20 minutes while I do something else so that it can kind of soak in. It just helps to make the hair smell better as well too, because bleach stinks. So now, since I want the hair to be a certain color, I'm going to take this T11 Wella toner that I got from Sally's, and I'm going to tone the hair. I'm going to use this toner and my 40 volume developer. I'm going to mix those together and I'm going to tone the hair. So what toning the hair essentially does is it's a stronger version of the purple shampoo. It gets rid of any orangey tint in the blonde. I wanted this hair to be as, not icy, but I wanted it to be as neutral as possible so that when I put the color on it, it would look a lot better and a little bit more vibrant. So now I'm going in and making my wig. I do have a whole video on how I construct my wigs. I do have to make an updated one because last time I glued it down and this time I'm sewing it. But it's basically the same thing. I am sewing around the frontal, only in the back portion. The front portion of the wig, obviously, you glue down. And I'm just using a hair needle and thread, and I'm just sewing the back of the frontal. And then once I'm done with that, I go in and place the bundles on my wig head and I go in and sew. Honestly, guys, I've gotten so fast at sewing wigs by hand. I want to learn how to do them on the sewing machine because I know it's 10 times faster, but honestly, guys, I'm a beast at sewing now. But yeah, this took me probably about a good hour and a half, which isn't that long to actually hand sew a wig. And I'm just going in and sewing everything down. So now we're going to get into coloring the wig. Before I do that, I want to protect my lace. I'm going to use some Aquaphor. I seen this on Miss Roshposh's video a while back, and she used Vaseline, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a good idea. And she said it worked, and I tried it, and it works, y'all. So use some Vaseline on your lace. When you're washing it out, just make sure you get it all out though, because it could be a little greasy. Next, I'm going to show you guys the colors. So I use the Adore Intense Red and Raging Red mixed together for the root color. I also use the pink blush color. I use one of these for the second color. I use Cajun Spice for the third color, and 1 bottle of ginger for the tips of the hair. And I think I used 1 bottle of each color except for the colors that I mixed. So I mixed the 2 red colors together and I added some Tresemme white conditioner to it to make it a little bit more thick. And I mixed it together, and that's how I made every single mixture. So I made it the same consistency and everything. So now I'm going in and dyeing the hair. So I part my hair so that 2 wefts of hair are left out, and I go in and start at the roots. So I use the 2 red colors, mix them together, and just place the colors at the roots. You're really just doing like a gradual effect. So you want to make sure that all the hair is saturated because you'll have some blonde pieces left if you don't. And you want to make sure that your blending is A1. It doesn't really take that much, honestly, but you just have to kind of create a gradient and don't make a straight line. So you can kind of hold your brush up and down. You can use your hands like I am about to do because that was the only thing that worked. Or you can use a fork like I'm doing right here because I was too lazy to get up and get a brush. But eventually my husband brought me a paintbrush, which worked out pretty well actually. So I'm just going in and putting that pink down with the fork. That was a terrible idea, but that was the only thing I had at the time. So I used that, saturated the hair, and then I think I went in and did the opposite side of the hair with the fork as well. Oh gosh, yeah. So I did that, and then I went in with my hands and massaged like those 2 colors together as well as the pink color. And every time I go in with my hands too, as you'll see in a minute, I wipe my hands off so that the colors aren't mixing together. So if I go in with another color and then use my hands, I have to not wash my hands off, wipe my gloves off on my towel that's on my lap. So I'm going in with the orange color right here using the fork. Like I said, terrible idea, don't do it. Just get up and get a brush or go to the store because it's really, it doesn't work out that well. But using your hands really does work out for me. And then I go in with the yellowish color. Honestly, you really didn't see this color. I was just really experimenting, guys, but I just wanted to see if the yellow would show up. I knew it would kind of get lost in the orange, but you know, it was worth a try. And like I said, you just really want to blend the colors together, and when you move on to the next shade, make sure you wipe your hands off or change your gloves. That would be a lot of gloves, so I just wipe my hands off and go on to the next shade. So then to protect the hair and the layers, I'm going to use some saran wrap, and this is just going to make sure that I know what I'm working on, and also it protects the next layer from touching the hair that's down there prematurely, because I want it to all process. Even though this is kind of like putting food coloring on your hair, it's not like real permanent hair dye, it's semi-permanent. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna use the pink color and I'm gonna apply that, and then I go in with the orange color, and I just repeat the process all over. When you get to coloring the lace portion of the wig, just be very careful. Honestly, the Vaseline worked like a charm on every area that I put it in. It made it so that the semi-permanent dye did not bleach or stain the lace, so that worked out perfectly. And I forgot to say that almost every layer of hair I did spray with water, because I saw it in a video and people say the hair takes to the color better if it's wet. So I do dampen the hair with a spray bottle before each section. Forgot to say that. But as you're doing the lace portion of the wig, like I said, just be very gentle, very careful, very like, you got to be really like on your game on this part. So by this time you should be a semi-pro, because you did the whole head already. And I just do the roots with the burgundy-ish color, the reds, and then I go in with the pinks, and then the oranges, and then the yellow if I do have enough hair left. So that's what I'm doing, just making sure it looks as saturated as possible, because I don't want any blonde spots at all. So as you can see, I added the pink already, and then I think I just added the orange to this piece and no yellow. Now I'm going to go in and condition the hair first, shampoo it, and then condition the hair again. This just really makes sure that the semi-permanent color, that residue is not on the hair. And this worked out for me. It didn't take out too much of the color, and I wanted to make sure that that Vaseline was off of the lace. So I had to go in and shampoo that lace really, really well, probably about twice, just to make sure all the Vaseline was off of the hair. And now the wig is back on the wig block, because we have to make sure that these baby hairs and these edges look real. So I have to go in and pluck them. I do have a tutorial on this as well, I believe, on how I pluck my hairline and everything. There is a strategy for me, because if I don't have a strategy, it will look a hot mess and these edges will be bald. Okay, so watch that video if you don't know how to pluck. And there is definitely a certain technique. I go like every other hair, if that makes sense, and I go behind the hairline and all of that good stuff. So I'm gonna create some baby hairs, of course. I'm gonna use a rat tail comb, and then I use a little razor blade, and I make my baby hairs really short, because baby hairs are supposed to be baby hairs. Like, they're supposed to be babies, not adult hairs. We're not gonna have those kind of hairs, okay? So I'm putting some foam on the hair because it helps lay those edges down, and I get to see what they would really look like with some gel on them. So mousse is really nice. It makes the hair lay down, okay? Like, lay down, especially if you just want to see how your edges will lay. You gotta add some mousse. You got to. So I went and did that to both sides. I plucked the center parting, which ended up not being my center parting, a little bit because it was a little too saturated for my taste. Okay, so now I'm gonna try the wig on. As you can see, there's a little makeup thief behind me. Leilani was beating her face the whole time, and I didn't notice until a while later. Her whole face was beat. You'll see in a minute. But I'm trying the wig on just to make sure that the lace is laying right. My baby hairs look okay. As you can see, that part was all the way crooked, like all the way. So I'm fixing that, combing that to the side. I added some water and just made it, you know, look right. I don't know how else to describe this part. Now I am going to cut my lace. So a lot of people have difficulty with this part because I feel like a lot of people are scared. I mean, I have been scared as well because I felt like I was gonna mess up the lace, but honestly, you just gotta go for it and do not make your line straight. That's like the key for me. Make it real wobbly, real jaggly. Is that even a word, jaggly? Just don't make it straight and it'll look fine. Like, trust me, just don't cut all your baby hairs off. So I'm just gonna push the hair back, apply some the black tube of Got2b glue to my edges. That's the only one I mess with because the other ones, don't work for me. So I'm just going to apply my wig like so, very straightforward, just fixing the baby hairs a little bit with a little bit of Got To Be glue. And I feel like your baby hairs kind of get with it probably after like the 4th or 5th time you wear your wig, because anytime I wear my wig for the first time, it's not the way I would like wear it forever. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you're a wig wearer, you kind of get it. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm gonna go in and style this wig 3 different ways because I want to show you guys how pretty it looks every single way. So I'm gonna curl my hair. I think this is the T something curling iron, T3 I think. And I'm just gonna curl my hair because I wanted to see how it looked curled, and it looks so pretty, and I loved how the colors look with everything. And I feel like this wig is like the perfect fall colored wig. I love it. So my hair was slightly damp, so some of the curls didn't come out like I wanted them to, but this is how it looks when it's curled, kind of, sort of. You know, Leilani was playing with it. She was like, oh my god, mommy, your hair is so pretty, I love it. She loved the color, and Leilani is the person to tell me if my hair is jacked up, okay? So if my baby likes it, y'all should like it too, right? So I also crimped the hair just to see what it would look like when it was crimped. I love how it looks when it's crimped. I feel like the colors flow so nicely and everything just looks so nice. I don't know how else to describe it, but I love how it looks crimped. It looks like a good, cute little braid out, you know? So this is what the hair looks like crimped. It looks very pretty. I haven't crimped my hair in a really long time, but the colors look really pretty when the hair is like this. When I tell you this hair has withstood the test of time, meaning 2 days, like I did this in 2 days, but I put this hair through a lot in just 48 hours, okay? So I'm going in and straightening the hair from it being crimped, and the hair straightened pretty well. Honestly, I was real tired at this point, and I just wanted to see how it looked straight, so I didn't put all my, you know, effort into it. But I did use the hot comb just to make sure the roots were straight and everything, so it gives it the illusion that my entire hair is straightened. So I love it straight. Honestly, I think straight is probably my favorite. What about you guys? Like, I love a good straight colored wig. It just looks so cute. I don't know, it's something about it. And I'll put my lipstick combo in the description box too, because I know you guys are gonna ask. The lip gloss is Fenty, of course. So this is the hair straightened a little bit. I could get it a lot straighter, but I don't have time. It's definitely not as straight as I want it to be because it was just crimped. As you can see a couple crimps in there, but the hair is still nice. If you like my hair, give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up as well. And do me a favor, share this video with a friend if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe to the fam because we would love to have you, boo, okay? I will see you in the next video. Peace.